All right, welcome to a tour of what is, without a doubt, the most exclusive and bizarre museum in the entire world. There's only one visitor ever allowed, and the collection? It's priceless. The subject of this museum is you. We're about to explore all the strange, powerful, and kind of mysterious exhibits that make up your very own body.
Now, really think about it. You live inside this body every single moment of your life, but believe me, it is holding on to some incredible secrets. We're talking evolutionary leftovers and some downright strange abilities that you probably have no idea you even possess. So, let's pull back that curtain.
So, first up in our museum tour, we're going to check out the souvenirs that evolution left behind. You know, the biological odds and ends that don't really serve much purpose anymore. But man, do they tell a fascinating story about where we came from.
Go ahead. You can look in a mirror right now if you want. See that little pink bit in the corner of your eye? That's called the plica semilunaris, and it's basically a leftover from our ancient ancestors. Tons of creatures today, like birds and reptiles, have a full-on, totally functional third eyelid that sweeps across their eye to clean it and protect it. We're just left with this tiny little reminder.
Okay, don't freak out. But yes, you have microscopic mites living on your eyelashes. These little arachnids are called Demodex mites, and they're mostly harmless. They just live out their entire lives in our hair follicles. It's a little bit creepy, sure, but it's also 100% true. You are never, ever truly alone.
Goosebumps are another perfect example of one of these evolutionary souvenirs. For us today, they just make our skin look a little bumpy when we're chilly or maybe watching a scary movie. But for our much hairier ancestors, this reaction was literally a survival tool. It would trap a layer of air to keep them warm, and it would puff up their hair to make them look bigger and more intimidating. For us, it's just a biological echo.
And now for one of biology's truly weirder quirks, a teratoma. This is a type of tumor that actually forms from the body's master cells, called germ cells. And because these cells can turn into any type of tissue, the tumor itself can become this bizarre mix of parts. I'm talking hair, muscle, and yes, sometimes even teeth. It's a pretty unsettling but powerful reminder of the body's incredible ability to just build stuff.
Okay, let's move on to the next exhibit hall. We're shifting gears from the strange to the straight-up powerful. You might want to prepare to be amazed by the absolutely mind-boggling numbers that define your internal world.
What on earth are we looking at here? Well, that is the estimated length of all the blood vessels in your body. Your arteries, your veins, your capillaries. If you were to lay them all end to end, that's enough to circle the entire planet 4 times. It's just a staggering internal highway system, all packed right inside of you.
So what's this number? Well, it represents the massive workload of one of your body's true unsung heroes, your liver. It performs over 500 vital functions, everything from making cholesterol and bile to cleaning toxins out of your blood. It just goes to show you, you don't need some fancy juice cleanse. You've already got an incredible detox machine built right in.
Pound for pound, the strongest muscle in your body is the masseter, which is one of your main jaw muscles. Working together, your jaw can clamp down with about 55 pounds of force on your front teeth and an unbelievable 200 pounds on your molars. That's some serious power.
Here's a quick but pretty fascinating little difference between the sexes. On average, when at rest, a woman's heart actually beats faster than a man's heart. It's just a small statistical difference, but it really highlights all the subtle variations in our biology.
Just think about that for a second. Your bones can mend, your skin repairs itself, your liver can literally regenerate, but your teeth? Nope. Once that enamel is gone, it is gone for good. That makes them totally unique among all your body parts, and it really drives home why taking care of them is so important.
This one might just be the most surprising stat of them all. Your little pinky finger, the one you probably think of as the weakest, is actually responsible for a whopping 50% of your hand's total grip strength. Yeah, if you lose that pinky, you lose half your hand's power. Crazy, right?
All right, for our third exhibit, we're going to challenge something you were probably taught way back in elementary school. It turns out your perception of the world is so much richer and more complex than you think.
Ah yes, the classic 5, right? These are the ones we all learned about. But are they really the only ways we experience reality? Well, the answer is a big, definitive no. Your brain is constantly processing information from a whole host of other senses, all the time, without you even realizing it.
So let's run through just a few of these hidden senses. You've got proprioception. That's your brain's amazing ability to know where all your body parts are without having to look. It's how you can touch your nose with your eyes closed. Then there's equilibrioception, which is your sense of balance.
all managed by this tiny system in your inner ear. You've also got thermoception for sensing hot and cold, and nociception, the specific sense of pain. And get this, there's even chronoception, your own internal clock, your sense of how time is passing. See, you're a much more sensitive instrument than you probably ever knew.
And now, let's head to our final exhibit hall, the great unknowns. These are the things that, even with all our incredible modern science, we still can't fully explain about our own bodies.
Okay, this terrifyingly long word is just the scientific name for a very, very common experience. Any guesses what it is? It's a brain freeze.
And here's the mystery. We all know what it feels like, but what's actually going on? Well, there are plenty of theories, about blood vessels in the roof of your mouth rapidly constricting and then dilating, but there is still no official scientific consensus on the exact mechanism that causes that sharp, sudden pain when you drink a slushy too fast.
Now this sounds like it would be a superpower, right? But it's actually an incredibly dangerous curse. People with this condition, called CIP, they don't get those warning signals that pain provides us. They might not realize they've broken a bone or that they've put their hand on a scorching hot stove, which leads to all sorts of severe injuries. It really shows you just how vital our ability to feel pain is for our very survival.
This is absolutely incredible. Your heart has its own electrical system, its own internal pacemaker. It does not need the brain to tell it to beat. This is why a heart can, for a short time, actually continue to beat even when it's removed from the body as long as it has oxygen. It's just this remarkable piece of autonomous engineering.
And that brings us to the end of our tour. We've seen evolutionary leftovers, some superhuman stats, and deep, deep mysteries. It really leaves you with a final thought. Maybe the most fascinating frontier for discovery isn't way out in space, but it's right here, inside each and every one of us. What else is just waiting to be discovered?